Welcome to this explainer on 3 Mile Island, a crisis of trust and transparency. Imagine literally looking out your kitchen window and seeing an absolutely unprecedented disaster unfolding right in your own backyard. Today, we're not just looking at the cold, hard facts of the 1979 nuclear incident from some safe, sterile control room. Nope, we are going to step directly into the shoes of a local resident to experience the whole thing as a profound, terrifying psychological crisis. Let's dive in.
Pennsylvania, 1979. A normal day in the shadow of the cooling towers. Until something feels wrong. Seriously, put yourself there for a second. You're just going about your day, dropping the kids off at school, grabbing a coffee, driving to work, right next to this massive nuclear plant. Those giant cooling towers, they're just part of your skyline, as familiar as the trees or the local grocery store. You are completely unaware of the terrifying unknown that's starting to unfold behind those closed, heavily reinforced concrete doors. For you, it's just a regular Wednesday morning, but, well, that illusion of safety is about to completely shatter.
Unexplainable symptoms on the ground. We've got a strange, lingering smell in the air, sudden, unexplained headaches, and a rapidly growing sense of fear and unease. So picture this. While you're just going about your business, you and your neighbors start noticing things are kinda off. You step outside and there is this really odd, lingering metallic smell in the air that you just cannot place. Some folks start getting sudden, completely unexplainable headaches. And with zero explanation from the authorities, this massive wave of fear and unease begins sweeping through the streets. You look at your neighbors, they look at you, and everyone is silently wondering the exact same thing. What on earth is happening to us?
Now for the hidden danger. Number 1, a valve fails to close properly. 2, reactor temperatures begin to rise. 3, confusing signals mislead engineers in the control room. And 4, the reactor approaches a dangerous meltdown. Okay, let's dive into what was actually happening while you were outside nursing that strange headache. Just miles away, a hidden danger was rapidly escalating. Deep inside the plant, a totally simple valve failed to close properly. Because of that one minor technical glitch, temperatures inside the reactor slowly started to rise. Inside the control room, it's chaos. Engineers are scrambling, but confusing signals from this incredibly complex system totally mislead them. It made the situation so much worse. Before they even knew it, the reactor was approaching a dangerous meltdown. And all of this is happening just a short drive from where you're sitting in your living room, completely blind to the danger.
Official reality versus spreading rumors. On one side, government authorities are saying radiation levels are very low. On the other side, media and local rumors are saying the real danger is being hidden. Now you find yourself trapped in this agonizing information vacuum. You turn on the TV, and officials are broadcasting this super calming reality, right? Saying radiation levels are very low, everything is totally fine. But outside your door, the media reports are wildly confusing, and the rumors spreading through your neighborhood are just terrifying. People are whispering that the real danger is actively being hidden from the public. As a local, you are caught smack in the middle of this massive clash between official reassurances and on-the-ground panic.
Everything is under control, and there is no need to panic. The dramatic irony here is absolutely chilling. You've got government officials standing at podiums declaring everything is under control. But put yourself back in those local shoes, breathing in that strange air, nursing a headache, watching completely contradictory news reports. Those official words offered exactly zero comfort. Actually, think about it. When officials tell a totally frightened community not to panic, but they fail to provide clear, transparent facts, it usually triggers the exact opposite reaction.
Is it really safe? With the government saying one thing and the chaotic media suggesting another, every single resident was left agonizing over this one simple, terrifying question. You look at your family, you look at your home, and you just have to ask yourself, is it really safe here? Honestly, the uncertainty itself becomes a kind of psychological torture. When you don't know the truth, your mind just automatically fills in the blanks with the absolute worst-case scenarios. This wasn't just a question of engineering anymore, folks. This was a desperate question of survival.
The escalation to evacuation. Within hours, the technical failure begins in secret. Over days, strange symptoms and rumors spread. Media reports create mass confusion, and local families preemptively abandon their homes. This uncertainty rapidly builds into an impossible dilemma. What starts in total secrecy over a matter of hours quickly bleeds into days of weird symptoms and wild rumors. Conflicting media reports are fueling a massive wave of public confusion. And finally, driven by that unbearable uncertainty, local families decide they simply can't wait for the official truth. They literally pack their bags and abandon their homes just as a precaution. Just imagine having to make that choice, leaving your whole life behind because you simply cannot trust the voices on the radio telling you that you're safe.
The real casualty, shattered trust.
A massive nuclear catastrophe was averted, but an enduring mistrust of authorities remained. The belief persists that the full truth was concealed, and fear and questions lived on long after the event. Ultimately, the immediate crisis was contained. A massive physical catastrophe was thankfully averted, and the reactor cooled down. But the real casualty of 3 Mile Island? That was shattered trust. The total breakdown of transparency left deep, lasting psychological scars on the community. Even today, an enduring mistrust of authorities remains, and a strong belief persists among a lot of people that the full truth of what happened in 1979 was deliberately concealed from them. The fear, the questions, the doubt, they lived on long after the event itself was officially over.
When human safety is at risk, can trust ever be rebuilt without total transparency? The story of 3 Mile Island leaves us with a profound, lingering question. It reminds us that when human safety is on the line, incomplete information doesn't just cause momentary panic, it causes permanent damage. So I leave you with this to chew on. Once public trust is broken during a terrifying crisis, is it ever truly possible to rebuild it without total, uncompromised transparency? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I encourage you to keep questioning and keep learning.